Hello. Let me just come round here without getting in the camera. Oh, as you can see on the table, I've got a very nice pipe. This was one that I won in a competition, a video response competition from Dirty Boots. My friend Constantine, who lives in the Czech Republic at the moment, but he's from the Ukraine and he's going back apparently. And this week I got a lovely letter from him, actually. A nice photograph that he took with a traditional film camera rather than the modern sort of digital cameras that everybody's using now. Isn't that a fantastic picture? A nice little country road with a little wooden fence. On the back he's wrote me a note. I don't think he'll mind me reading it. There's nothing particularly personal here. Dear Jamie, that's my real name. Dear Jamie, I hope you are doing well. I still owe you a postcard for the video reply. So this is a picture I took with an old film camera. It is something I've enjoyed doing lately. I'm preparing to move back to the Ukraine from the Czech Republic. I've cut grass and planted a couple more fruit trees on the plot during the last visit. So I hope to take good care of the land next season. Have a ton of pleasant smokes. Good luck. P.S. The 30-year-old tin of Dunhill story was awesome. Constantine. That's lovely. The camera, I think I heard him say in a previous video that he'd got a camera that belonged to his dad. So perhaps he took it with that camera, I don't know. And he was telling me about his plot because obviously he's got land that he farms on. And I told him in my video response about the plot of land that I have. However, I don't know, I'm 50-50 deciding on whether or not I should give that up for next year, simply because I just don't have the time. As much as I love working on the plot and as much as it's actually I think psychologically good for me, you know, the sense of you just feel better when you're out there and working, and it just de-stresses you. But on balance, not having the transport, because although we have a family car, my wife has it 90% of the time, so I rely on lifts and being dropped off here and dropped off there when I'm available, which isn't often. So if I get a day free and my wife drops me off at the allotment and it happens to be a day where it's going to be pouring down with rain, I'm going to end up spending 3 to 4 hours sat in a drafty shed, a tiny shed, looking out at the plot thinking what a pity I can't do anything. So the actual stress of not being able to go down there is probably worse than any benefit that I get from actually going down there. And it sort of came to a head a couple of months back when I actually had some leave and I'd got all the plans to work on my plot. And during that time I didn't get a chance to go down once with what other things, whatnot, this, that and the other. I didn't get a chance to go down there, and I thought, what's the point? So unless my transport situation changes, I won't be keeping that plot on, and it's a shame. I spent about £50 on fruit trees that I planted, but there's also my really fantastic rhubarb plants that I managed to save from my last plot and transfer them to the new plot. And you know, people people are astonished at the sort of size and the taste of this rhubarb, and they say it's fantastic, but all that's going to be wasted, because if I can't get transport, there's just no point in carrying on trying to keep this plot going. So that's regarding what some things that we have in common, like we both have plots, and that's why I bring that up. So this beautiful pipe that I won, and I haven't yet smoked it because, again, I don't think I've smoked for about a month, just purely because I haven't got the time. And I know that sounds absolutely ludicrous, ridiculous, as if you haven't got time to spend a few minutes. But when you've got things that need doing, queuing up, like somebody working on a checkout with people queuing up with their trolleys, and that's your life. You've got things queuing up. It's not easy. But I decided I need to have my first smoke of this beautiful pipe. And it was a thing of deciding on what tobacco am I going to dedicate to this pipe. And I thought about some of my Dunhills, and I almost decided to use it exclusively for Royal Yacht. But then, for whatever reason, I don't know, I chose to dedicate my Peterson Nutty Cut to this pipe. And I love the colours of the cut of this tobacco. Quite broad cuts of loose tobacco leaf. A lot of bright tobaccos in there. So I've packed that and I'll be smoking that. I just want to address something else as well before I go outside and smoke this, and I'll leave you in peace then. In Dirty Boots' last video, he was talking about how long he's going to have his channel, whether or not YouTube's going to cut this off, whether it's going to end, whether they're going to stop people being able to show YouTube videos of people smoking pipes and different tobaccos. And I think that's particularly relevant. There's lots of things I've been keeping my eye on lately, especially with politics in Britain at the moment. Obviously it's absolute mayhem, especially with the election coming up, but also the sort of the dirty little dealings that's going on in the background with things like YouTube and stuff like that, and how people are using stuff to their advantage to be able to push their own agendas. And one of the things that's come out lately, and I noticed this with the political channels that I watch, is the terms and conditions of YouTube, which will come into effect soon. I've got a fire, I've got to go. I'll speak to you later.